Welcome to Pop's Quiz. Hi, in this episode of Pop's Quiz, it's Sally LePage's turn to answer my questions. Sally is an award-winning YouTuber. Her channel has some great series, like A Spot of Science and So for Science. So for Science is where she interviews other science YouTubers like Maddie Morse and Matt Parker. She also works with Rooster Teeth on the series Let Me Clarify. As well as her YouTube channel, she is studying her PhD in Evolutionary Biology at Oxford University. All the links to Sally are in the description down below. Over to you, Sally, in your shed.
Hi Poppy, I am Sally LePage from Shed Science in aforementioned shed. Yeah, actually in the shed for this. Let's get down to your quiz. Why do I love SciComm? Well, firstly, I love science. I'm a biologist in training, and I find animals and the way that they interact and nature and all that kind of thing and evolution fascinating. And so there was two obvious routes for me. Either I could become a scientist myself and narrow in on one particular area and push forward on everything that we know about that one particular behaviour, for example, and just progress the human understanding of that behaviour beyond anything that anyone has ever learnt before. That's science. Or I could take a little bit of what all the other scientists have been learning and not specialise, but be very general and just kind of take little morsels to try from all the different areas, see what the best is on offer, and then just talk about them. And I'm a bit of a performer. I love drama when I was growing up, and science communication is very creative. And so I am going down the science communication route because rather than narrowing in on science, I want to tell the world about how great science is and leave it to the scientists to really focus in on what's new, and I'll go around telling people why it's amazing, because it is. So obviously I'm a YouTuber, and so my main way of engaging with people is by making YouTube videos and talking to them through their computers. And I think my favourite thing about that is that people get to see me as a human instead of scientists as being these other people that wear white lab coats and have crazy hair and they're really geeky and nerdy and they don't have lives. And one of my favourite things is that I get to completely dispel that myth. I am just a normal young woman who enjoys a bit of Taylor Swift and Coldplay and watching Netflix and going to the pub after a long day, going and meeting with my friends, going for a walk, just normal stuff really. And at the moment I'm a scientist on top of that, and doing things like vlogs and talking about the work that I'm studying at the moment. I think a great way is to engage with people in that sense, and they can see, oh, she's doing great science, but she's a human too. And that's what I think one of the best things about YouTube is that it blends that vlogging, that very personal, getting to know you as a person style with teaching. I'd like to tell young people, the thing I'd like to say about STEM to young people is that it's really creative. I think you're often in school told, they separate out the creative subjects and the sciencey subjects. So if you're into art and drama and drawing and presentation, maybe graphic design, then that's seen as separate to science. Whereas in my career as a scientist, I have literally presented my data in a poster. You think, oh, I'm not going to make posters after school. Yeah, we do. Scientists do. We present them at conferences, and it's a really great way of chatting to other scientists. We give talks. We have to chat with other people in different groups and be able to translate one research to another. So what I say to a mathematician might be very different to how I explain my research to a chemist. I have to come up with solutions to problems. So I study flies, and I've got to find out a way of being able to spot my flies on the microscope. So I might have to colour them in different colours or change the colour of the background. There's a lot of problem solving and coming up with solutions. And so science is very creative, and you're always doing lots of different tasks because you need to do everything there is to go from the initial question to the answer. And so that's coming up with the idea. That's how do you go about answering the question. Okay, we've come up with a way of answering it, but now we've got a problem. Now we need to analyse our data. Now we need to present our data in an eye-catching way. Now we need to talk about our data to other scientists to find out more. So there are so many different aspects. You're not just doing one job, and it's super creative. The coolest place I have done science communication is, without a doubt, in a helicopter above a desert in Colorado with no door next to me, just tilting down onto the desert. So I was very lucky last year and a half ago, to get a job in America with a company called General Electric, GE. So they flew me out to the States, and one of the things we wanted to talk about was the science of trains. They've got a new locomotive that was cleaner and more energy efficient. And so we decided that the coolest way to talk about this train was to get in a stunt helicopter. I'd never been in a helicopter before. And fly over it in the desert where they had their train track, where they tested all the trains to see how long they could drive for. And we were with a photographer who would take aerial photos, and in order for him to get the best photos, we'd have to tilt the helicopters pretty much to a 45 degrees, so you're really always dangling out. If you weren't strapped in, you'd probably fall out of the helicopter. And that was just so incredible. And I remember sitting there just thinking, how have I got here? How have I, as a British scientist, ended up in a desert in the middle of America in a stunt helicopter filming a train? It's amazing. You can't predict the places that science communication will take you. Yeah, just keep up with the videos. I've been watching them. I like your experiments. Oh, you did a really good one recently. Oh yeah, you used a wine pump to create a vacuum. I thought that was genius. I might be stealing that for a demonstration if ever I need a vacuum, because we've got wine pumps at home, and I didn't realise that they could make a strong enough vacuum to blow up a marshmallow. So yeah, just keep it up. Cool. Bye!
Wow, so glad that you liked my wine pump video. It was so much fun to do, and it worked really well. Your helicopter ride sounds amazing. I would love to become a science communicator and do loads of fun stuff like that. I love what you said about science is also creative. I love doing the crafts and making stuff in my videos. Thanks for answering my questions, Sally. I'd love to be featured in one of your Soul for Science videos. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe, and join me next time when I'll be back with more science communicators. Thanks for watching. Bye!